Welcome to the DNA Advantage podcast, where you can learn facts about your DNA that can help you live a healthier, longer life, doing all the activities you dream of doing. If you want to gain more control over your health and the factors that influence it, you're in the right place. Hello there. One of the things that I wanted to address is just how many people I've talked to lately who feel out of control and kind of stuck in that mode. It's really tough when we have a lot going on in our lives. We have a lot of activities and a lot of demands and things that are out of our control. There's never going to be a time in our lives that everything's in control. But where we run into problems is recognizing our opportunities to take back control and give ourselves better influence and really shift the dynamic in the direction that we need it to shift. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit about ways that we can do that and what's keeping us stuck in that out of control space, whether it's in our health or whether it is when it comes to performance. And when it comes right down to the way that we are performing, and let's say that we have back pain or that we're dealing with a limitation like a sprained ankle and it just keeps rearing its head because we keep straining it again. Being able to identify what is holding us back from feeling more in control, instead of just blaming the fact that we got an injury or that we are having health issues, and just accepting that that is part of what we're meant to deal with. We just explain it away in so many different ways, but we don't have to live in that space or accept it as our lives. If we have had a recurring ankle sprain and we just accept that that ankle is weak, that ankle's going to be weak because we're not doing anything to make the difference. And I'm not saying that there isn't some legitimacy behind that. If we do have an injury, like a head injury, we're more likely to sustain another head injury. But there are things that we can do to help support our brain or our ankle or whatever it is. We need to take responsibility for those options and those opportunities, and either research it ourselves or call a professional and ask them what we can do to gain better mobility or strength or health. And those are the things that I encourage everyone to do, because if we just accept that we have allergies and that the allergies are debilitating from March all the way through June, that's going to be a pretty uncomfortable time of year for us. What is it preventing us from doing? And having that high histamine for that length of time can be wreaking havoc inside our bodies because it causes inflammation. So we really do need to appreciate what are the different ways that we can support our bodies and improve our situation. It can be something that we've dealt with all our lives, or it can be something new. It doesn't mean we have to live with it for the rest of our lives. There are things we can do. Ignoring is another problem. We can ignore it and just think it's going to go away on its own, but in most cases it won't, or at least it won't resolve fully if we just ignore it. And our opportunity to strengthen our immune system or strengthen our weakened joints or give our brain what it needs to be performing stronger and supported and resilient. All of these things we have to be thinking of instead of just ignoring it and thinking that it's just going to heal. We do heal on our own, but we need the raw materials to heal. And one of the things that I've noticed in my DNA research is that when we look at our DNA, we can appreciate where some of the weaknesses, we'll call them, are, what can allow us more likely to experience an injury or a trauma or an illness. And then how can we get the raw materials or the cofactors that support our bodies, specifically our DNA, and be able to give ourselves what we need so that we don't falter. The other thing is we just get stuck in the same routine or the same habits all the time. And we assume that that is not a problem because, well, we can think we've had those habits for 10 years and we're just now developing the problem. But that habit may not be serving us. It may not be causing the problem, but it may not be serving us either. So I encourage all of you to consider what habits are supportive of your health and performance and which ones might be undermining, whether it's a bedtime or even a routine leading to sleep, or if it is a morning routine that is just a grab and go kind of a thing, get up at the last minute, grab and go. Finding those opportunities to set yourself up for success and shift things into a more leveraged position where you are headed towards what you truly want to achieve and how you really want your day to be, how you want to experience your sleep. It is setting yourselves up for success in a way that is very strategic. Another thing that can undermine us is we have, as a society, fallen into the habit of accepting and expecting quick fixes. In most cases, they don't work. They might work for a temporary time, but what happens is it's not really what the body needs. It's not addressing the root cause of the problem. Therefore, it's not going to resolve things long term. It might give us a little bit of a difference, which makes us feel better, but it doesn't last. And whether that's a supplement that we've randomly picked up off the shelf because our neighbor told us that it worked for them, or whether it's a medication, it's something we need to really look deeper and understand our own bodies and appreciate what we specifically need rather than just going to a quick fix. What is it that our bodies need for long-term repair and long-term performance? And then make sure that we give ourselves that. Structure our lives in a way that allows us to create that ideal performance and that ideal health. When it comes to even things like preparing our meals, I'm definitely in this camp. What are we having for dinner? And waiting until the last minute to figure it out because I'm so busy with research and work and clients and kids. Trying to figure out what we're doing in the last minute is not as strategic. If we can plan ahead, we give ourselves more options. We can decide what is truly best for us instead of just defaulting to going out to eat or grabbing something that we know is not good for us in that moment. We might eat too many carbs late at night. Let's give ourselves every opportunity to give our bodies what they need and feel good. Have a plan of action. Our priority should be our health, our productivity, our performance. Giving our bodies what they need will allow us to do everything else in our lives. Everything else is dependent on that. And we really need to appreciate it. It's not like a fly by the seat of our pants kind of a thing, like I grew up believing, because that's the way it was in my family. And clearly that didn't work out well because both my parents died young. I'm not blaming them, certainly. This is how we were brought up. It was believed we're supposed to just accept how things are, and that's a good trait, is to be acceptant and be able to just go with the flow. But the problem is, if we don't challenge ourselves to be better, we are going to go down a road we don't want to. We are going to be challenged with either illnesses, injuries, immobility, certain things that we don't want to deal with. If we don't commit to our health now, we are going to have to commit to health care later. And I don't know about you, but I don't want it taken out of my hands. When I think of healthcare, it's out of my hands. Someone else is making the decisions. Someone else is prescribing or telling me what I can and can't do. That's not my game. I don't want to be there. I don't want to live that. And I don't even want to witness it, to be honest with you. I've witnessed it too many times, and it was not a comfortable situation. I want to be in charge of my own health, and I want to be making the decisions proactively. And that's what I'm really challenging everyone in my field of vision to do. And I know not everybody's ready for that, and that's fine. But I'm not your person if that's the case, because I don't want you to feel like a victim. I don't want you to feel like whatever happens, happens, it's just the way it goes. No, you do have a say, and you do have influence over your own future. Another thing that can undermine us is guessing. And this is a big one, because this is, again, how we were taught. Man, I have a backache. I guess I'll take this medication, or I will just stretch my back out, or I will just stay still. I won't sit. I won't stand in a certain position. I won't move in a certain direction, and that will spare me the pain. But will it? And then does that solve the problem? No. You're just whittling yourself down to less and less opportunity to move and to experience your life. So what we need to do is really understand our own bodies. And when it comes to an injury, like a back injury, what did you do? When did it happen? Has this been recurring, or is this just a one-time thing? Is this something that happens during stress? Is it just because of an actual movement and you've pulled a muscle and it's temporary, or does it last a long time? These are all things we need to figure out, and there is a better way than ignoring, staying stuck in our habits, quick fixes, and guessing. 100% there is a better way. Does it take a little bit more time and effort? Yeah, it does, but it is so worth it. One of the things I wanted to share is I am doing a masterclass, and I would love for you to join me if you're interested. It's something that will be introducing different ways that your DNA can be supportive of you and what you can learn from your DNA. So I do hope you can join me. If you have any questions, you can post those below. I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much for joining me to learn about DNA health. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a review. If you'd like to join my free community where we delve into more details about DNA, just click community below.